Pius Hajide. I think I've gotten the name Hajide. Okay, so that is the name, Hajide. That was the voice of Deputy Minister for Information, Pius Hajide. Once again, it is a statement coming from a politician that those who had a perception that showbiz was for rascals, it is no more like that. And I want to ask, we have been following it. We have been talking to people who have been also doing business with us. Is this a correct perception, or it is a politician who wants to sound good in the ears of showbiz people? Prof,
Sam,
let me start this with you.
Yes, if you can be of a little help to me, in what context was he speaking?
He was speaking at Palma. Palma was an event over the weekend where we were doing arts and festival kind of event.
Good. Okay. Now, I just have to ask for the context because, people speak their minds.
Especially when they have to deliver speeches at events and all that.
Just like the first topic we discussed, when it comes to election time, there's a way politicians speak. When they need power, there's a way they speak, and when they get power, there's a way they speak and act. So sometimes, yes, in order to analyze issue, the context matters. It's just like when we have a speech and prize giving day, you invite somebody to come and then deliver a speech. That's where you expect the person to the person knows
say all the good things,
say all the good things, and then make some promises, give some. So it does happen. So those listening, I didn't ask for the context out of mischief. It helps to
they understand.
No, it helps us to situate the discussion within a particular context. Now, I'm happy this is coming from a politician, at least somebody who is in a ministry that has a cabinet status, Ministry of Information, and thankfully Pius also came from sports. He used to be the former deputy minister for sports when the youth and sports, of course, when the Australian scandal broke, and he had to be transferred to information, and then I think he was swapped and moved around. So that's him, and definitely he's a youth, or he has youthful exuberance in him. He loves sports. He affiliates with the youth, so definitely he has some amount of knowledge within the space he's talking about.
Okay.
Now, but apart from that, yes, he is a politician. And why are we even discussing this? Because we feel somebody who is not within our space has made such a statement, so it's a big deal. So you may see Nanado dancing, hey, it is news. You got a politician dancing, hey, Nanado singing, hey, news. Nana Asante Bedietu singing at a club, hey, news. Oh, then these people, creative arts, Charlie is big. But that's one thing we all fail to realize. Everybody has that element of creativity in them.
Yeah.
Yes, the world, God created the world. That's creativity. Creative arts, what is beauty? Everything is systematic. So, creative arts is in the genes of our development. It should be. But unfortunately in Ghana, it is not. So any country that has prospered has done very well. You realize that they take their creative arts seriously. Because if you look at the definition of creative arts, when the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, if they try to break down the scope of the creative arts, you realize it even goes beyond music, dance, poetry, comedy, as he was trying to list. Even fashion. So great to tell, even the carpenters, the sculptors, they all fall within the creative arts. So it's a broad industry, even architecture, within which we can enhance. But of course, we tend to limit it to the performing arts and all that. But the issue I want to look at is the fact that, yes, people have always thought that creative arts is for the rascals. And I'm happy he didn't go on that tangent.
Okay.
Yes, because people will even think are hardcore politicians and all that. Whatever you find within the creative arts,
the same people are there.
Yes, you find them there because people in the creative arts are a reflection of society. A reflection of society. Yes, because we always want to entertain. Of course, those in the performing arts. Of course, mass communication has that entertainment function. Even in entertainment, there's education, there's analysis, there's value. And I've just combined the functions of mass communication. When we sit here, we call it entertainment showbiz. But some, we are informing,
Exactly.
we are educating, we are analyzing issues, we are interpreting issues for people to what? Understand. And in doing that, we also swing
People's
opinion,
thinking and thoughts,
opinions,
yeah.
thoughts, and all that. So what you are doing here is very also political. Let's do propaganda. And some, you need intelligent people to what? Do these things. You need an intelligent person to write a song. Let's say like Yebewiti, and that you listen to it, you're like, wow, Charlie, this song. So Shatawale will do a song, Ghetto Arai, Ghetto Youth, this. You think, oh, that is mass calling. Not so different from what A+ is doing on the political landscape. Do you get it? So, for example, you can't say, oh, A+ is deep, oh, because he's told the political line. Do you get it? Oh, Shatawale, it's not deep. But listen to a song. It takes a creative mind, an intelligent person to what? Puts whatever you want to say within a creative piece. That's why even an what do we call it? An abstract painter can even paint something. You stand behind it, look at it, or gaze at it for 30 minutes, and you're trying to decode
what exactly
that
the painting is about.
Yes, and you eventually find a connection with it. That is it. Let me use myself as an example. I've had a lot of flack even from my colleague teachers, and you're like, but you're always in the classroom. What are you always doing with these showbiz people? You're always on Facebook, bloggers, just talking about music, poems, accordion money. No.
They think you are degrading your value or something.
Yes. And I tell them it's a choice. I'm grooming a generation of journalists. Sometimes, look, you have journalists come to your level 100 class. You ask them, of course, how many of you want to even go into journalism? Just a few. Everybody wants to go into strategic communication, PR, advertising, because they know, oh, that is where the corporateness is. Journalists these days, yes, we are also have been put within the bracket of the show business. And then later, okay, you break down those who want to go in journalism. Which area do you want to? Oh, the majority of them, entertainment. You ask why? Yeah, because we can easily be noticed. Then the few want to go into policy and like, yeah, we don't want to be noticed, but it's a very easy way of gaining respect if you are reporting politics. No, you get the mindset. So from the classroom, from that onset, that's where you begin to shape people's mentality. So even the young bloggers and people that say that, I tell them, look, use me as an example. You may not have somebody come to disrespect me, maybe because of 100 cedis or 200 cedis or a ticket to an event. No, do you get it? Even if I cannot afford it, I have a value for myself. So no politician can come to me and tell me that I'm of this stock. But the bottom line is that we are approaching the year 2020, which is an election year. So any politician who now profess interest or dying love for the creative arts, I want to weigh it from the political angle, whether I like it or not. It's very political. Deputy Minister for Information, they are official government communicators, and I'm happy he cited a number of laws or bills that are pending to be passed. Now you see, election is coming. They are a bit shaken. Kumawood stormed Parliament, and you saw the alacrity with which Socrates also got there, and then within that time, almost every government machinery got shaking, was shaking, because they know, I'm taking care, something can happen. That is the power of the arts, the power we hold as creative people. Right to Information Bill, before it was passed into law, you saw the kind of pressure they had to, but government can easily, university bill, they will just quickly marshal people, pass it, and then it's gone. They are sweet talking us.
Okay.
Because election is coming.
So you think they still have that perception?
The perception these politicians have about the
showbiz
still holds. If they respected us, the things they promise us in their manifesto, they will not be altering them. Go straightly by them. Do you get it? Go straightly by them. It's not that a year to election, then you begin now take steps to implement them. And this is where sometimes I love Japan. He will tell you that, look, their trump card, MPP, free SHS, we've done it free. From the onset, this was our priority. If that's your priority, you give it.
You give it well.
Yes, give your all to it. We creative arts people are not asking for money. We are not asking for anything. Put the structures in place, the laws that will help. Yes, you said copyright court. Sam, what does it take to get this done. It will not take $200 million that Parliament was to get this thing done.
Chamber.
We win the Creative Arts Law. Even Creative Arts Council, after now, you've not been able to, because there's no law. Arts Fund, it's not there. These are petty things. So I'm happy the politician, the official government communicator, even raised these issues. Oh, that we have laws that we are going to put, and then they are the bedrock. Sweet talking us.
Okay.
Sweet talking us.
So for you think the perception is still there, but this is just to sweet talk us.
The perception will forever be there.
That showbiz people are rascals.
No, you see, and then politicians are also thieves. They are liars. No, these are perceptions we have.
Okay.
Do you get it? If they are liars and all that, they'll be there. But what we do, if you have the opportunity to correct those things, we should do.
Okay.
So Sam, let's all be wise.
Amen.
Let's all be wise as creative as people, and then also brand ourselves to the extent that if I walk anywhere and I tell you I am a creative arts person, and I told you in my passport I have a journalist.
Exactly.
Yeah, we call it lecturer. Then you go somewhere, then E. Do you get it? Yeah, yes, because businessman, entrepreneur, I'm a trader, immigration officer, I'm a trader. You get you get. So these are the way we also market ourselves, we build ourselves, also helps a lot. So yeah, we have the power of the mic, we have the movies, we have the scripts. Let's shape and also tell truth
to power.
Yeah, tell them that look, we can't be. We have the power to analyze and interpret what issues, and we aren't taking things literally.
Thank you so much, Professor Mikey Amwa, for opening this for us. I think you now have an opinion on this one. When the Deputy Minister of Information said that the arts industry is no more for rascals, really, did he mean it, or this is just a talk to just put some sweetness into our ears for us to vote for them? Arnold, you can take over from here.
When the creative arts industry used to be seen as a group of rascals, what did they do? And now that they've realized they are no longer a group of rascals, what are they going to do? Or what are they doing for them? What has changed? I mean, this is a politician talking. It's sometimes difficult for you to actually believe what they say and what they would do moving forward. Because if you agree that yes, the industry is not full of rascals, of course, and that's true, and it has never been like that. It's never been full of rascals. Back in the day when you had folks like Papa Yankson and Jedu Bleambule, and all these top names, these are educated folks who have traveled the world over, and these are people who have been in the arts for God knows how long, and I don't think they've ever been rascals. I mean, you would find pockets of rascals within it, such as every other sector. In the politics, we have a lot of them in there who are neatly dressed in suits, but who are not as as prim and proper as they ought to be. Get into the law sector, you would have a number of rascals who are lawyers, But because entertainment is one that you could easily enter, or the arts itself is one you could enter whether or not you've been to school, they assume that once you haven't been to school and you are in the arts, you are a rascal.
So that is where the problem is.
Yes, that's where the problem is.
You can be a musician whether or not you've been to school.
And once
to be a politician, you need to go to school.
To become a banker, you need to go to school. To become a banker, to become a lawyer, you need to go to school. But you could be a musician whether or not you've been to school.
Exactly. Some people don't even write their songs.
And I think they bundled everybody who hasn't been to school and has become an entertainer as a rascal, which could probably not be true. People haven't been to school, but they are prim and proper. The only difference is that he hasn't stepped foot in the classroom. Rascals are rascals, whether schooled or not. I get it. So they should give equal importance to all these various sectors. The entertainment sector or the creative arts sector has done a lot for any other group of people. Take the lawyers, take the bankers. I mean, if they have to do adverts, if they have to promote what they do, they always fall back on creative arts. Even if you don't use an actor or a musician as the character in whatever thing you want to push, you would go for a graphic designer. You go for someone who will sit there and creatively do a logo for you.
Exactly.
You would go for someone who will creatively design a message, couch it for you to use to better yourself. Politicians will definitely come back get on radio programs, meet creative people behind the microphone. So we are always in every sector. But how did we end up being rascals? How did rascals end up being in every sector? So the truth is that we are not. We haven't been. We have never been. Just like every other sector, you have pockets of them, yes, but you can't bundle all of them together and think that they've always been rascals. We have not always been. Our former president, President Jerry John Rawlings, he might not be a creative arts person, but I don't know if he attended and had masters and all those things in the university.
Of course.
But I don't think you could bundle him into a group of rascals because he didn't stay longer in school. And so if they now believe and have seen that we're not rascals, I think all the policies that they outlined for the creative arts industry, they should make it work.
Okay.
They should make it work. Just as they will do for all the other people. They should make it work. They should give us the theaters. They should give us the legal, framework or legal, how do I even call it? The legal instruments that will support what we do. Copyright issues. All those things should be fixed for us so that we will truly live in the light of not being rascals.
Thank you so much. All right, so this is a message to you. If you think showbiz people are still rascals, then you have to change that perception today. Change that thought today, because it is not. But then, let's get a little practical with you. You have a parent, as in a father, who has been in the entertainment industry before. What were they doing at the time that made them to be seen as rascals? I don't know if you can help us. I want us to get practical. What were they doing at the time that gave them that perception that, oh, these people are or were rascals, that now maybe we are not doing? So a politician thinks, oh, so it used to be, but now it is no more.
Okay, Sammy. I was actually going to take you from that angle.
Okay, good.
When I was a kid, during Easter time, bands come to Kwewu to do, play a concert and things like that. And every time my father's band comes to Kwewu, usually the band leaders don't come with the band. The band will come first, come and do the setup, everything, do the rehearsal. So the band boys, when they come, they'll come home. In our house, we have a different place, like another house where they rehearse. So that's where they come and put the instruments. Then the band boys will come and carry me. They take me to where they rehearse. Now, whilst they are rehearsing, they'll put me behind the keyboard, and then I'll be playing with it. So that was the moment I should have learned how to play an instrument. But immediately they take me away. Once my grandmother senses that I am not around, she comes there and come and take me. And then I remember the word she says, "Men fa uhun dundon sa akwasampan fowe." Yeah. And she used to be clear on it. Because when I was growing up, then I realized that because anytime they take me to the bar now, her fear was that
also best start here,
once because a koso. Because anytime the band comes to stay there for like maybe a week, maybe a month or two, we have free roading us.
Have God is a lie.
I can't lie about this.
Wait. Omuchi meshia my pieces no any ebedane a plant on their own.
You know what?
Hey,
you know what? The next time we go where when we go to our house, I'll bring this matter up, and then they will tell you.
See.
So this is how it used to be. So my grandmother would just come and
whisk you away.
Whisk me away. So I remember one time. This time I had grown, and the band had gone into oblivion like that. So I asked my grandma. I'm like, but this person was marrying your daughter, and then she was like, oh no, Ushiana going to no making a choice, but wow, ben many dear, Me share my own yet that mistake. So me, music, see me on TV today, they get shocked. Like music. There was nothing music about me.
Your grandma didn't want you to do it.
There was nothing music about me. Me, it was school. School, every time school. Because my grandmother, like, she hated it. It was when man got to secondary school and had a choice and started clubbing and
so let's come today. Is she still seeing you as a Okwasiampani? And I said assistant.
No, my grandmom has passed away.
Oh, okay.
She has passed away. But before she passed, when I came out, she felt a bit proud about where I had gotten to. Because at that moment, you know, so when she switched on television and she sees me, and then she asked them, you know, and so she kind of like
embraced it.
Or could do TV, so that mindset. So anytime I go there and you know she says, that now TV so now ubu pass you know, so all this, but I believe that wherever she may be, she would be happy. Knowing that, you know, I made a choice and I'm trying to better it. Besides that, no, even when I started the music, my father had a problem with it. My father always had that perception that, you know, this job in Ghana is difficult to do this. Because I have experienced that, I have been there, and I feel like, you know, it might not be worth it. But it got to a point, my mom had to speak with him and say, you know what, you have to leave the kid alone. Let him take his path. If that is what he wants to do, let him do it. So me, I had to close my mind away from music. When I was in journalism school, I had to close my mind away from it. But not mean to me, so I mean, it kept coming. It kept coming because you'll be walking and then a song enters your head. You know, so I had to leave it. But back to the topic. I feel what the minister said, he may have spoken, you know, right. Said the nice thing and everything. But the point is, if everybody has seen us as rascals, and we, the industry players, we have tried on our own to look good in the eyes of the public as of today, what is the government doing to support us? Like Arnold said, because now that you see that we are no more rascals, what are you doing? Make us look better then. Make us look good. The funny thing is that no government, maybe apart from the Champo government or the Nkrumah government of this land, never sees anything good with the industry because nobody is taking, you know, strides to better it. The last time
they are not tapping into what we are doing to even make profit from it.
Because even the industry could give Ghana some crazy revenue that they wouldn't think of. Crazy, because if you go to America, do you know how much the art contributes to the economy? Look, this whole Gamro matter we've been talking about, Sammy, like I say, if a song plays on radio and I get 50 pesos and Yebeunti had garnered about 2 million airplays across Ghana, look at how much money I would have made. With government taxing each of the 50 pesos now, how much money government would have made from me that I have alone? Me alone.
That is a serious calculation.
Yes. Look at the amount of musicians we have in Ghana. And every airplay costs, let's say, 50 pesos. And government say, okay, when you get the 50 pesos, I take 10 pesos. So when that of course songs plays 2 million times on radio entire year, 10 pesos by 2 million, that is what government makes from that Hafco alone.
What you spend in the country come by.
Alone. When I buy a car, luxury car tax and all those things no come yet.
They say they only luxury car.
Whatever it is, there's VAT. When I buy water and all this. So my life will be better, but government will make equally good money from me. But government is overlooking all these things, and I get surprised. The last time Fredima put something on Facebook, he said that in 1970, was it 74, when they changed cars from driving on the right to left, the Champo government actually contracted the Osofudazi drama troupe And it was that day when Freddie Man wrote it, that was when I got to know that it was SK Opon who was the leader. I had always thought it was from Tom Manson, who was also for Dazi. He said they were contracted to do, drama and things about to educate the public because they knew people love.
Oh, but this one, when we started growing, anytime there is a disease in
something,
town, they will call Edina Matachi and Co.
That dramat, all these drama groups.
Edina Matachi, they will do drama. They will be showing it continuously to educate the people.
Civic education.
Yes.
And he said when they used to do it, then they will say, okay, we'll bring two factions. We'll break the drama troupe into two. So you have two factions. Then finally, Frimpong Manson will come as Osofo, who will come and bridge the factions together. You remember, anytime you watch Osofo Dazi, when Osofo Dazi appear 1, 2, 3 per year, because I'm a public school.
I know.
So these are some of the things that no government will, apart from their champion, maybe after Nkrumah and their champion, Obi Obeba Biano has not paid that special attention to the art. So we are there, musicians. Then we say, oh, Charlie, with a hustle, you release a song, and you don't make money until you play a show. When out there, people release songs, and by your song being played, I'm paying boy prime time radio. And all these things, government can easily do it. If the Nana Akufo-Addo government has been here and been able to implement free SHS. Nancy a secondary school level near there. Sammy, the one with entertainment, it be cool chop. It can easily be done. Easily. Because companies outside Ghana are ready to come in. But most people, the last time I was reading about some company in Denmark, one of their fear has been that when they get here, they can't find the main plug, the main switch where they will plug in. You understand? Because they come, they see abundant talents. They move around, they see that, oh, Ghana, they love entertainment. Okay, how about settling there, signing talents, and now exporting the talents worldwide? But okay, when we get there, how do we plug in? How do we make our money? Because we need to make money from that radio airplay. It is very, very important in every industry. When you can't make money from there, that industry is dead. Because I play whether I make a hit or not, I must make money. Once my records get spin on radio, I make money. That is how come there are people who live in America, their music does not travel beyond the state they live in, but they make money. That is why they say when your record breaks to another state, you are going worldwide. Because people outside where you live are getting to hear of you. We make music, people outside the country get to hear of us, and we still don't make money. You understand? So if government believes we are no more rascals, government must sit down with industry folks. And this should not be just one of them forums that we organize, we sit down, we drink bread, we drink tea and bread, and everybody wakes up. No, they must make it an important part of their activities and say that, look, now we realize that music, film, art, blah 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 can give us this amount of money. So now let's pay attention to it. Let's go all out. I'll say that if government wakes up one day, FIFA, GFA, the implications that comes with collapsing GFA, FIFA could ban us for some amount of years. But what happened? Government went ahead, bold enough, dissolved it, formed an interim committee, blah blah blah, for them to take charge. Why can't the same thing be done to music? Why can't the same thing?
They've given you guys Creative Arts Council.
That's why I'm saying that government did not give the football circles no omo council. They dissolved it straight from top. So if government wants to see us succeed, if we are no more rascals, they want to see us succeed, dissolve everything from top to down. Start it.
Creative Arts
music from top to down. You understand? Because if you have been able to dissolve GFA, that had to go through FIFA. People had to shuttle Accra, Zurich Accra's Reach, just to go and have tete-a-tete with FIFA to let them know the direction we want to go. We can do the same with music. And when we do that, Sammy, we could see the reforms. Then, the last time when the Minister of Creative Arts, Katrina Fiku. The last time we were at National Theatre, some party like that, I was saying, Madam, if you want to be remembered, be a revolutionary. Dissolve BBA and start from scratch. We'll remember you for that, because everything that will go right, it starts from there. Because in our space, if you don't go by the revolutionary tactics, Sammy, diplomacy ni yemfaha council, people will come and drink Milo and eat bread and forget about it. When we go by side revolution, Sammy, we will realize that this will be so where do we start from? Then we are rebuilding again. And say whenever you are rebuilding, you put everything into place. When you break down a building, that's a done in and see how first say not baby new one. Started being no, you look at it. So when we are starting, we'll be like, okay, now let's bring in investors who will make the radio airplay, who will bring the radio login, who will do this, who will do that. They will build all together. Because if we want to repair the building when it's already at the lintel level, we will still make mistakes. Let's build from scratch.
Wow. Dada Hafko. Dada Hafko says that we should break everything down, including the Creative Arts Council. Now, the other day on radio, I heard elsewhere that the Creative Arts Council president said he doesn't know of any other entertainment morning show apart from Hits FM's morning show where he is the general manager. And I was disappointed that, the president who is supposed to lead us to do all the good things in the industry, he doesn't know of anything apart from his station, then he should be fired. As a matter of fact, he should be fired because he doesn't know his work. He is not responsible. He is not a leader. I was so surprised to have heard that. In fact, I never listened to it. I only heard people asking me, Sammy, do you have a problem with Okra Kumante? Okra Kumante has been my boss and he's still my boss. So why is he saying that he doesn't know that there is any entertainment morning show? Say, that one day, it is his prerogative. But then it also shows his weakness. Because I cannot sit here and say, I don't know there is another entertainment program happening on another radio station. If I do that, then I've even failed as a manager. Because I should look at their strength, I should look at their weakness to even beat them. So if I say I don't know anything about them, then it means Sammy Flex, I should be fired. I should not be paid any salaries. And that is what I heard the Creative Arts Council president said. So like that Hafko has said, all those people, they should be scrapped. We have to bring them down to zero. When it comes to making decisions, they need to go here and there and get the rightful people to make things happen, but not to sit in their comfort and think, that was dumb. Seriously, that was dumb. Anyways, creative arts people, they have been used to champion one good cause in Ghana before. When AIDS was prevalent in Ghana, your friend musicians and your car say, Chief Charles can be. Hey, Arnold, Chief Charles no can be.
Me see, Chief Charles mentioned boxing. No. He's boxed before.
The National AIDS Commission invited people they called All Stars. All Stars. And they said, guys, write a song on HIV. Let's use it to educate the people on the dangers of HIV. And they everywhere. Love life and stop AIDS. That was their agenda. And really, they achieved that. Oh, sorry, now, hey, especially Bakubi. No, but one of the artists said, if you do it, go for a condom. And took a year pen. Hey, the song said, if I will use it and I cannot abstain, then I should go for what? The C.
I think a honum now. Yeah, tappy attitude of always protecting ourselves.
Yes, that is why you buy it in boxes. Arts people are not rascals. Yes, you bet media development. Arnold, maybe what?
I say ash foam became popular in Ghana.
Because of that.
Take and play that one too.
Ash foam became popular and widely accepted in Ghana because of TikTok
and Obrafo.
Yes.
Yes.
So you see, yes.
And you know, I think TikTok came here and said, "Oh, now when he goes to perform, people force him to do the ash foam."
Yes, as a song.
Yes,
something that was a TVC.
Obi has a name. Was it? Nenye enyum no like what enyum na wadwen ba ace ni ho. Na mo odi we shim.
No, like watch it.
I have been around.
Watch it. It is that time when na oho.
Yeah. Kawe no nuwe na ko hime. It's tamola ni mi omo jagbele. Ko yan kan le kra ni efite boshi o he hian tamo ke ha Ghana mamu fe.
Mama yen sheni yo. Na AC Yaribai. Chief.
Yeah.
So when you hear that creative arts people are rascals, ubesu, and when you hear that our leaders are making damn statement on radio, ebe yo ya, one shot, a buni, respect our mom now, baby.
Selfishness. Yes, a woman.
Bottom line.
Selfishness.
Bottom line.
Yes, a woman. Yeah. But person minkumenya, minkwamenya, obi de mo nyebi. That's so. Yes, a woman. It is a deliberate omission.
Sad. But Chief, Kosona Empon.
Yeah, Sammy. I asked him. But you see, the perception say creative arts people are rascals, no? I think it's a peculiar Ghanaian thinking. I think it's something peculiar with Ghana. Because when you go across the world, especially the developed world, they don't see creative people as rascals. As a matter of fact, creative people lead development. Sammy, most of the development that goes on in the Western world, a lot of them 10 years, 15 years earlier, you find some of the things we have today in sci-fi movies, science fiction movies, where you see flying cars. Doctor Who, there were some projected scientific developments in Doctor Who. If you watched Doctor Who back in the day, I think 30 years ago, that projected certain developments, scientific developments that are in existence today. And these things were done by creative people with wide imagination. They imagined these things. They put them in movies. Then scientists followed up, began to work on these imaginations, began to work with this blip of an idea, which came from creative people. And eventually these things became what they are today, or they came into existence. And so as a matter of fact, everywhere you go in the world, creative people rule the world and not the politicians. The politicians merely feed on what we create, and it becomes popular, and then they tax them, and then they put the money largely in their pockets, leaving us behind. So we have never been rascals. The only thing, Sammy, the only thing is that our space provides a lot of freedom. Our space is not restrictive. Our space doesn't have blocks and segments where you need to look a certain way before you are accepted in the society. You have the freedom to manifest yourself in the way you choose without being restricted. Unlike, for instance, if you have to be in parliament, there is a certain look you have to wear. There is a certain formal clothing you have to wear. But for creative people, you have the freedom and the liberty to wear your hair anyhow you feel like. And that is the freedom provided us by our space. And funny enough, these people think it is rascality. Because they don't understand our space. And they will not understand because we are creative people. Many of these politicians, and like the one who spoke, Pius Hajide, or some who spoke, he didn't speak in the negative sense, but they speak the way they speak because they don't understand our world, and they can never understand it. They can never understand it. So it is their perception, that they spew a lot of the times. Now, after the Great Depression in America, they used creative people. They used Hollywood to change the perception and narrative of America across the world. They position America as a heroic country, as a place where you can come and live your dream, as a place you can come and live your freedom through Hollywood, and they are still doing it. Through Hollywood, they have been able to indoctrinate the entire world. I was with Kufot in 2000 in Libya, and even though it is an Arabic country, they have a strong hip-hop culture stemming from America. And when you go there and you are a black person, you can easily tell them you come from America. Wear an accent.
And that's all.
And that's all. You're an American. And America has been able to do this successfully because of Hollywood, which is largely creative people. What's his name? The man who does cartoon.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney has changed the entirety of children's world by his imagination and his creation. And you are looking at these people and you are saying they are rascals. No, they are not. They are living their freedom. And if I were government, like Dada Hafko said, you'd rather tap into these people and see what they can bring as partners in development, because we can champion development more than any other thing that you do. If you sat with us and say, sell free SHS for me beyond politics, we are able to, like you said, we are able to create drama.
Anything at all.
We are able to create anything, you see, and these things come to people at their lighter side. Sammy, if you go to court, let's say you go to a divorce court and there are children involved. If you are giving custody or you are asked to take care of these kids, there's something they will add. Food, shelter, clothing, and then they will add entertainment. You pay for the entertainment of the kids because it is an integral part of everybody's development. An integral part of everybody's development. So it is lack of understanding that make people say these people are rascals. But Sammy, in concluding, let me congratulate you. Because you see, when this topic came up, you came to mind. Hitherto, our entire morning show was made of political discourse. Political discourse. Until one person took the risk that let me bring entertainment show to the morning. Let me provide an alternative and see if people will respond. And I mean, here we are today. Someone is claiming to be the champion of it, but someone started it. Someone championed it.
In fact, it was not in our plans to even start this entertainment morning show. We were doing our Sunday afternoon Flex on Plus out of my newspaper called Flex newspaper. So let's put the content in the newspaper on radio. Now, Tujando, God bless him wherever he is. He saw the need that Charlie. I think I'm more than we are 3 hours pay. And I'll see and start.
So Sammy,
and it started on Plus.
It is testament. It is testament to the fact that
when they were doing it, they used to hide behind and call it lifestyle.
Sammy, so it is testament to the fact entertainment shows only run over weekends.
In fact, let me reveal this
Saturday
secret.
And Sundays.
Let me reveal this secret. One person who was really listening to us at Plus FM was Black Rasta. So I'm sure one day in his meetings with one of the management members he used to be at Multimedia. They said, I don't know, probably I won't see our station. Hits FM morning show. No, so or buy entertainment na cost or Plus FM no. Any day. You dey feel am? Yeah, you dey feel am. Because in Tebetimia, now the guys have gotten all the youth there. Ebetimia mumfa kakra enye den and share ye de anymore.
Yeah.
And some people had sense and wisdom in his advice.
Yeah.
And they started it. So if they say they don't know you,
Sammy,
like you have to jubilate.
I congratulate you because you have blazed a trail. You have. And now look, every day we are either first, second, or third in the trends. We are battling City CBS. Why you make a talk then you make a talk.
Me and I'm saying and kind of topic.
Then today somebody say entertainment show no they exist
because of Spain.
Because of
No, we are before anwumre ya metu kwan kwa break.
Sammy mami conclude why?
No, because of our break 20, munim showbiz agenda. We anwumre ya. I'll travel abroad.
Sammy
call UK.
Sammy.
I know men kwa anwumre ya na.
Sammy mami
Dubai.
Anwumre met ma kwa break.
Bema.
Ada Sammy o ma kasa.
That be happen.
It's a dangerous disease. I'm on a